The last time I saw you honours the memory of my brother Spencer, who passed away suddenly at 27. I use visual storytelling, including possessions, family photos and his letters, to tenderly revisit an old wound. By integrating sustainability, this project highlights environmentally conscious methods. While developing this project, I struggled to find a visual language that conveyed my emotions and narrative sufficiently. I aimed for a gentle, observational approach to my grief, avoiding excessive emotion. Experimentation helped me find the right tone, with the interplay of light and shadow in our childhood home becoming central. As part of my experimental phase, I shot in the late afternoon, using its unique light to evoke emotions of absence, grief and nostalgia. I sustainably used expired Polaroid film, the unpredictable and faded colours mirroring the fleeting and fragmented nature of memories, capturing images in childhood locations like parks, ponds and meadows. I further deconstructed the Polaroids in water, lifting the emulsion to create a transient, unmanageable form. This method revealed new understandings of my brother's imagery. To paraphrase Wilhelm Flusser, the deconstruction of imagery leads to the discovery of new meanings within the layers of perception. This resonates with my approach, showing how dismantling familiar visuals can uncover hidden aspects of our past. Transitioning from Polaroids, I used recycled wallpaper from childhood homes as a backdrop for framed images of my brother. This choice connected to our shared domestic history and emphasised sustainability, with frames being sourced from charity shops to minimise any waste. However, feedback from my tutor and peers revealed that this method felt too formulaic and didn't fully capture my brother's unpredictable life. Inspired by Sophie Cahl's project Finale en Beauté and her projections of her mother's dying days in Rachel Monique, I experimented with projections into dark skies. Cahl's work, particularly in the Crypta Isles using shaft of light and dark, profoundly moved me. Projecting images of my brother against the trees and bushes of our childhood places created a powerful, almost ethereal connection, blending our past with the present in a poignant display of light and shadow. I researched how society acknowledges death and life through art and literature, focusing on memento mori, the fragility of life. Vanitas paintings by Pieter Clatz and Pieter Boel use symbols like watches, wilting flowers and skulls to highlight these themes. I used my brother's possessions, his guitar, school books, and also butterflies and wilting flowers to create a personal memento mori representing a life cut short. This approach felt too obvious and I wanted a more contemporary way to express themes. The project was becoming what I'd initially wanted to avoid.
In some ways, death is an extraordinary gift because it gives you the opportunity to look at things. So when I was 6, gave me the chance to rediscover my sister.
Inspired by Philip Toledano's When I Was 6, I aimed to capture the profound sense of absence he portrayed through his use of light and shadow. While this technique influenced my experiments with lighting to deepen the project's emotional impact, I realised I needed to develop my own style. Researching Rosie Martin's method of therapeutic photography offered valuable insights, prompting me to consider how photography could be a tool for healing and introspection. Lydia Goldblatt's project Still Here further influenced my approach, guiding me towards a softer, more tender retelling. Where I'd previously become lost in the aesthetics, her sensitive portrayal of the passage of time and the enduring presence of memory helped me embrace a gentler narrative. Rinko Kawauchi's graceful contemplation of mortality, her use of light and her evolving technique greatly influenced me. She once said, "Photography is a way to look at life and reflect on the passage of time," a quote that captures her meditative approach to life's ephemeral nature. Similarly, Rebecca Solnit's observation that memory, even in the rest of us, is a shifting, fading, partial thing, resonated deeply with my project's themes, aligning with my exploration of how memories change and fade over time. Annette Kuhn's insight: in photographs, the past is conjured into the present as something once touching and untouchable, captures the essence of my work, highlighting the dual nature of photographs as both tangible records and intangible memories. Through in-depth research and diverse influences, I aim to reflect on universal themes of grief, memory and time. The resulting work explores how we can move from forgetting to remembering, honouring and mending. I was mindful of the composition's emotional weight. The choice to capture the envelope in a way that only hints at its contents, for example, was deliberate. While some images were deliberately faded to symbolise fading memories, this approach invites viewers to connect with the images on a personal level, filling in the blanks and their own memories and emotions. The project reaches out to inspire artists, writers, and the general public by emphasising the universality of grief and loss. I was conscious of the ethical implications, particularly in handling sensitive memories and personal items. I approached each decision with respect for my brother's memory, ensuring that nothing felt exploitative. I sought consent from family members and was careful to balance personal storytelling with universal themes of loss. I employed several specific sustainable techniques, such as using expired Polaroid film to capture images, repurposing materials that might otherwise have been discarded. This approach not only reduces the waste, but also adds unique, nostalgic quality to the work. By using projections instead of physical prints, I minimised the need for carbon-intensive byproducts like inks and paper. This technique again reduces the environmental footprint. I incorporated recycled wallpaper from childhood homes and sourced frames from charity shops, extending the life of existing materials and promoting sustainability. I prioritised natural light and energy-efficient equipment during shoots, reducing energy consumption in alignment with the project's sustainable focus. By opting for digital editing and presentations, I minimised the use of physical resources, with a dedicated website planned to further reduce the need for extensive physical materials. The work will be exhibited at Warrington Museum and Art Gallery in the autumn, using these sustainable materials alongside projections and personal items to engage viewers with Spencer's story. A book of Spencer's letters will also be available, and the project will be hosted online to reach a wider audience. Social media will play a role in the dissemination. Looking forward, I am committed to integrating these sustainable practices into all my future work, continue to explore innovative eco-friendly approaches to photography. By integrating sustainability into both this project and my overall practice, I aim to honour Spencer's memory in a way that is mindful of our planet and promotes responsible, eco-conscious artistic expression.